Welcome to Man Cave Studio and Fishing Education Center. Today we're going to talk about the microjig, Panfish microjig, one of my absolute favorite patterns of all time for bluegills, crappies, and other panfish. Catches trout as well, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, catfish. There's virtually nothing that won't attack this little pattern. What you're looking at here is a chartreuse one. That's my favorite color in most water clarity and lighting types. I also like black and purple in dark conditions. In very clear water I like an olive or olive grizzly. And then sometimes a red and chartreuse or a plain white will just turn them on. You have to experiment. We're going to show you not only how to tie it, but I'll also take it out on the water and show you how to present this fly successfully and catch fish with it. Let's get started. Alright, I'm using a 1/80th ounce plain lead jig head. You can often find these on eBay. Just search for 1/80th ounce jig head. Now, a little warning on jig heads. If you go to buy these at a fly shop, you're probably only going to find plated ones like nickel or silver or gold colored ones or brass. And those are going to run you about 40 cents a piece. You might get a pack of 10 of them for $3 or $4. These I bought for a pack of 100 for $7, so 7 cents a piece. So you look around and get those. You don't need the plated. The fish like these plain lead ones just fine, but 1/80th ounce is the key. It's tied, I believe, on a size 10 hook, or I'm sorry, cast on a size 10 hook. The thread I'm going to use, one of my favorite threads for a lot of purposes. This is Ultra thread. It's 140 denier, and it's a bright fluorescent red. So I'll go ahead and attach this and wind to the rear. Of course, clip off the excess. Now, when you select a marabou, there are only two materials on this pattern. That's a marabou tail and a chenille body. But really, in any pack of marabou, you're going to have a variety of types of feathers in there. This illustrates it. Look at these two feathers. Here I have one that has very long, fine fibers, and here I have one that has shorter, fluffier fibers. Pick the ones that have the shorter, fluffier fibers for this pattern. Save these long, fine ones for larger bass patterns or steelhead and salmon flies. This fluffy, short material will give you better action in the water. It also will cause the fly to fall a lot more slowly, which is really a key to this pattern. I'm going to size this where it's just about 1.5 times the length of the body of the fly. Next, I'm going to take the other material, which is just chenille. And really two options. You've got two options on chenille. One is to use standard ultra chenille, not fine ultra chenille, but standard ultra chenille. But in this case, I'm going to use my other option, which is just standard rayon chenille. And this is fine. You want to get fine chenille, fine rayon chenille. This is one that is sold by Bass Pro Shops as woolly bugger chenille. It has a little bit of sparkle on it, but you don't need that. The key is just either fine rayon or standard ultra chenilles. Those will give you the right bulk that you need for this size of a jig. So I'm going to wrap over that tag into that, and I'm just going to wind this forward, and I'm going to kind of smooth that material back a little bit and wrap each successive wrap right directly in front so I get a good densely packed fuzzy chenille body. Just tie that off with a couple of good tight wraps over the chenille, and I clip the excess out of the way. Give a few wraps over that to make sure it's in there good, and then instead of a regular head cement, I like Zap-A-Gap glue because it has less odor and it's a little bit stronger. And I like to just coat, I get a little drop coming out the end and just coat that thread there for a ½ inch or so at the end. Let that drop sort of drip down in there, wrap that ½ inch of thread or so on there. and then I whip finish on top of that. Let me get my whip finisher. Give that 4 or 5 turns. And now that's a very strong collar, and you see it makes that nice little bright red collar right there.